Hello, everyone. Hello. Welcome to the Sunday fan cams. A different take on the fan cams now that we have a couple of sleeps in us all after our Elimination Final win. And these fan cams are proudly brought to you by Northern Tile Distributors. So tonight, a bit of a relaxed feeling, given that we've all, I would think most of us, if not all of us, have watched the replay. And so tonight we'll get a different version of the fan cams, and it's just great. I have put the link to join in the chat, in the live chat. So would love to hear from as many of you as possible. We'll go for as long as it takes. We have a hard stop at 8 p.m. because the Almost Blues Brothers will be live at 8 p.m. But I think we'll be able to speak to plenty of people. Speaking of, Joel, you ready? Hang on, let's get Ari in.
My second option. My second
Pardon?
option.
Mate, you're the super sub.
Oh, right, okay. Yeah, I'll take it.
You're Jesse Motlop. Isn't that a good place to be?
Look, I'd rather be Jesse Motlop than no one. So there's that. There's that.
Ari, how are you, mate?
I'm great. I'm great. How are you? How have you recovered?
You know, Ari, when you get to my age, mate, recovery is a different experience. You know, it takes a little bit longer to get back to your full strength.
Right. So, are you there yet, or are you still in the process?
I'm good. Not gonna lie, just got back from the pub, had a drink, had a couple of beers, but they were like Sunday beers, you know.
Just chill. Not too many.
If you had spoken to me yesterday at like midday, Khalia.
Not good.
A mess, mate. Head throbbing.
I was in a state when I woke up this morning, but that's a story for a different day.
It is. It is. Well, there's a few stories for a different day. We'll just let that one.
Yeah, certainly so. Anyways, back to the game.
Back to the game. Well, the game and your experience and the stat. There's a few things with you.
Oh, do we want to start? Should we get the stat out of the way? Or do we get out of the way?
It's up to you. This is your fan cam, mate. This is your time.
No, you are the boss at the end of the day. I'll give the stat.
All right. Ari, what is the stat?
So the last time Carlton had exactly 2 players kick exactly 2 or more goals in their first final at home against an interstate team was 1995.
Which game was that?
We beat the Brisbane Bears in the qualifying final in 95.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It was Cooter and Sticks, just for an extra bit of knowledge.
And that was their first final, and they both kicked 2 goals. Wow.
Well, they kicked more than 2, but yeah, kicked exactly 2 or more goals.
Has it ever been hard to find this stat? Like for each game, has it ever been like really difficult, or is it easy?
The Brisbane one this year, from memory, was really difficult. Yeah, but that's about it.
There's an algorithm that you're punching in, right? Saying 95, find a link. Yeah, that's what's happening. Right?
That's the algorithm up here.
I mean, I'm here for it. I think it's one of the best things you've ever brought to the table. It's a great thing you've brought to the table.
Thank you. It's just keep adding layers.
Mm-hmm.
Keep adding layers. But it was a good start to complement a very good and entertaining and thrilling and anger-inducing, but also enthralling, but also any superlative you want to add to whatever that game was. I don't think I really have got the kind of feeling to it yet. Still, like it's something is missing. I don't know what it is. Maybe it'll come. But there's just something like, I don't know. It's probably still hasn't sunk in. That's probably what it is.
I feel you. I think because it's all still alive, it's hard to reflect back on, that was my favorite moment of all time. And
Job's not done. Yeah, job's not done. Yeah.
Because, if we win next week, all of a sudden that becomes the greatest win of all time,
Yeah. And yeah, and it's I think also because there is I wouldn't say real. There's a real chance we win on Friday. I'm not gonna sit here and say that we're favourites and we should win and etc. But there's a chance that we win. A more than reasonable chance that we win. So it's kind of hard to reflect now when it's like, oh, we could actually win on
Mm.
Friday, and all of a sudden this doesn't become the it doesn't get put to the back burner because obviously still will still be forefront of everyone's mind, even if we win on Friday. But it's just that whole oh yeah, so we've actually job's not done type thing. But I guess we have to wait and see with that in
True.
that respect anyway.
Have you watched the replay?
I have watched the
Did
replay.
you take anything away? What happened in your thoughts of the game after watching the replay, if anything?
I don't think I don't think my thoughts changed. I when we kicked the first two, my dad turned to me as like, "We're going to steamroll them," and I politely told him to shush, and was like, "Just can we just relax? Because it's 3 minutes in,
Mhm.
not even 3 minutes of game time, 3 minutes of real time, right?" And my thoughts throughout the game when I was there was just, this is going to be a grind. Like this is just going to be so tough, and we just have to take our moments, and we have to not allow them to get easy looks. And it was very like disappointing when we just give them like I think we gave them basically 3 goals. Obviously the one on the line in the last quarter, a couple from the kick in turnover, which was frustrating, but like and obviously Harry with his 2 misses, but it is what it is in that respect. But no, I was just really proud of the effort. Like the unsung heroes. It's weird because like normally when you think of I think this is a rhetoric that's been talked about ad nauseum over the last couple of days, but when you think of finals and when you think of Carlton playing the first final in 10 years, you think Cripps steps up, Kerno steps up, Mackay steps up, or Walsh steps up. Cripps, Kerno, quiet games based on their standards. Harry, obviously, I know his game. Walsh was good. But it was Blake Acres, it was Matt Cottrell, it was Brody Camp, Caleb Marchbank, Lockie Fogarty, these guys. And it's like, that's not where you, they're not the big game players that we thought or that we thought this team had. But
Yeah.
if they can produce that, and Kerner's going to get it right, Cripps is going to get it right, and then it's just going to build to hopefully something special, really special.
Yeah. I learnt two things. One, Fogarty. I think I said it a couple of times during the game. I was like, wow, okay, he can't be dropped. We need him because
Yeah,
of the toughness that he brings. And then I actually thought Harry had a great game, but for two moments. And they were obviously the shots on goal. But I thought the rest of his game was team first, did the right thing, 2 goal assists in the first couple of minutes to set up Doc and Charlie, brought the ball to ground, did his job, apart from obviously the goals. But that's definitely something I learned. I wasn't as harsh on Harry as after I watched the replay.
yeah. The Harry's an interesting one. Harry, and obviously first and foremost is we wish him well because
Yes.
he looked not in a good way. Um, and I think that the priority for us now should be let's just get him right. Like if he obviously missed this week, should we win this week and all of a sudden he's 50-50 to play against Brisbane? I wouldn't. I know it's a prelim, but you you can fix an ankle, you can fix a knee, you can fix a shoulder, you can't fix the brain.
Yep.
So like that is the first and foremost. That is the absolute priority. And because we all know in this game, one concussion can lead to two can lead to three, to 4 to 5, and then we have a really bad situation. So obviously, we all want just Harry to get back to full health, not even fitness, full health generally. But I agree with you. I think it was very good, barring those two moments. Yeah, it's just one of those, right? Where it's like it just adds to this. It adds to the drama of it all, really. It adds to the narrative of it all. And would it be a Carlton first final in 10 years if it wasn't for something going wrong? Because first 3 minutes, kick first 2 goals of the game, it's Doc, it's Charlie, and it's like, oh, this is absolutely perfect. Like the first 4 minutes of the game, absolutely perfect. And it was never going to last, right? So something had to go wrong as pessimistic as that sounds, I feel like it's the more realistic way of looking at it. But yeah, no, it was. I thought he was good, and we're going to miss him definitely on Friday. But
Mhm.
we beat Melbourne with him before, so it's not like we're going into. It's not like we're going into territory where we haven't been. We can draw on the experience on the last time we played them and stretch our defense in the way that we did last time. We need Silvani back though, big time, big time.
He does play well against Melbourne, Silvani. I don't know if you can bring up that kind of stat, but I feel like I've gone to at least 2 or 3 Melbourne games where he's kicked multiple goals.
Well, I'll quickly try and get some stats up for you if you'd like.
I'll give you until Friday night, mate. You got plenty of time.
I can get. Oh wait, come on. Do you think I am on? Do you think you need to give me that much time?
Well, it's not bad. It's just that there's 11 people waiting in the room.
Okay, yeah, it's fine. All right. Oh, I won't then. That's fine. I had it up. I could reel some off. But
Oh,
it's all
if
right.
you got it, mate,
No,
I back you in.
no. You lost your chance. Sorry.
I think you lost.
Yeah, maybe. Who knows? But yeah, no. It was. Yeah, we need him back. Okay. Based off what you saw on Friday, question for you. Based on what you saw on Friday, if Harry in a perfect world was fit and Silvani was fit, would you persist with the 2 rucks?
Yeah. Yeah. I think Melbourne is a team particularly that you do because of Gawn.
Yes, I'd agree. Yeah. Well, I mean, there's been rumours floating around about Gawn and his fitness around. I don't know the validity of that.
Foot? I think I saw on Twitter that his foot. Someone tweeted that his foot has a fracture.
Yeah, which, as a ruckman, a lot of jumping involved, a lot of pressure on the feet. So look, obviously it's speculation at this stage, but yeah, I thought if we're going to draw off the experience last time, DeConnie did really well against Gawn last time, and so did Pitt. I feel like they're a good 1-2 punch. Obviously, no Jacob Van Rooyen for them. He's suspended and won't get off, so their forward line's going to be under more question marks. Fritsch has an injury cloud over him. Do they bring in Brody Grundy? Who knows? And there's going to be how we can tackle that, but. What percentage are you confident for Friday?
100.
Okay.
100. Mate, I back our boys in.
Okay.
I think Friday night was just as much of a learning curve as much as it was an achievement. It was an achievement. And I think they're only going to be better served. Just some of those little skill errors, decision-making, always on the goal line, Brody Kemp on the goal line, Harry obviously maybe just not taking his moment as much. I think they'll be better prepared for the heat of finals football. And I take confidence in the last time we played Melbourne because they were at full strength. I know it was his first game back. So, okay, maybe Oliver will be a little bit better. But I'm at a point now where I'm just confident in the boys. And if they don't get it done, they don't get it done. But I'm just going in super confident. I think Melbourne deserve to be the favourites. They've been the better team all year if you put the whole season next to each other. But I think because of what's happening right now with them, I think we can, and I think we will get them.
Yeah, I think they're there for the taking. They're not invincible. They're not invincible.
It's gonna be like I feel like if the last time wasn't a heart stopper for us, this one will be even more.
Yeah, I can't imagine this game being a smashing by any means.
No.
For either team.
Yeah.
They're obviously far more to play than what they were last time, but yeah, gonna be interesting. I do have a Jack Silvani start for you, so thanks for stalling time. Of the 7 times Jack Silvani has kicked 3 or more goals in his career, 2 of them have come against Melbourne.
Okay, so for the punters out there that gamble responsibly, Jack Silvani 2 or more.
Load up.
There's your leg for the multi next week, mate.
There you go. Don't shoot the messenger there.
Ladies and gents, Ari has guaranteed.
Yes. House on it. Just go mental. Go mental. And if it doesn't get up, I don't know. Don't blame me.
Love it. Well, Ari, we will see you on Wednesday evening, unless there is an appeal to a decision on Tuesday. I think that would go the next day, maybe.
Yeah. Or was it the Crips one on Thursday last year? Anyways, we'll cross that bridge when it comes.
Cross that bridge when we get there. But we'll see you this week, either way.
Yes, at some stage, for sure.
Love it. Okay. Good stuff, mate. Go Blues.
Thank you very much. Go Blues.
Stephen Dunlop. Great to meet you, mate. Bring on Friday night. Likewise, Stephen. It was a pleasure. All right. The Almost Blues brothers are here. Here they are.
Two of the three.
Two of the three boys.
What's going on, man?
Dan, you got like life in your face. It's so good.
Tez, were you expecting me on?
Joe told me, but I was pleasantly surprised.
We're buzzing, man.
Mate,
How can you
we've
not?
come from we've come from the clouds. You know?
It's ridiculous. Like, to think that we'd even play in a final, first off, from where we were, fine, success. To think we'd win one, like, takes back 3 months. No one is saying that we'd win a final. No one. It's crazy, mate. It is crazy. And to be fair, I think genuinely we might not be favourites with the bookies, but I think Friday we're just gonna roll over the top of the D's. That's where I'm at.
Yeah. There's respect for Melbourne, but there's also just confidence in our group. And they've got like a bit of a, I don't know. I think the word is magic lala, if I'm quoting the besties. There's just a little bit of magic behind them.
We've got momentum.
We're not making up numbers, Tez. We've proved that now.
Yeah.
So sky's with this group, I reckon.
We got all momentum.
Yeah.
Melbourne looked genuinely cooked against the Pies after that game. They looked like you can look at a team sometimes after a game and just know that they're done. Like they are done, mentally finished.
If Gawn's out, see you later.
Especially if Gawn's out as well.
That'll hurt him bad. He was monstrous against Collingwood.
I know it's a rumour, but we can hope, right?
We can hope. Did you learn any? I mean, I know you're going to do the show at 8, so I don't want to take away, your analysis, but did you learn something after watching the replay that you maybe didn't pick up as much during the game?
Charlie learned something. Shut up.
My dog. Run right.
Yeah. Matt, what looked even more impressive on the replay for me, as much as we knew it on the night, Matt Cottrell's influence on that game was ridiculous.
And Walsh.
Ridiculous. And Walsh as well.
And Walsh. Walsh is huge.
Yeah. It stood out even more than what it did live.
Yep. Yeah. Ari just messaged, I saw a comment in the chat just now about the structure sort of falling away a bit when Harry went down. What do you do with selection? Early call, but what are your thoughts?
Sauce has to play.
Yeah, we were saying that before. Was like Sauce has to be the man to come in.
Yeah, like has to play. Has to. I think we're going to put the dog inside.
Yeah.
Yeah, has to play. Like I know he's got the joint sprain, probably only, a week or two into his recovery really since that last AFL game. But a Silvani in September, man, it'll have a different feel to it. No, I think he's just going to have that little bit extra playing in a final, I think.
And for what we need up there, he's got that work rate and that tenacity that we need.
That replaces Martin if Martin doesn't get up.
Yeah, but even for what Harry, I actually think apart from the chance H missed, he was actually good.
Really good.
Yeah, he was.
Really good.
Yeah.
But Sauce will replace that without an issue.
If Harry kicks those 2 goals, he's close to BOG.
No.
Dead set. Nah, dead set.
No. I'm with you.
That's how good he was.
Yeah. I mean, I get sucked in. I think a lot of us get sucked in to the way we watch Harry. It's like, it's what he does on the scoreboard. But he's so much more than just a forward.
Well, he had 7 score involvements and 2 direct goal assists at the start of the game that gave us a 2-goal lead that set us up and set the tone for the rest of the game. So,
listen, we only kicked 1 goal when he was off.
Yeah.
True.
So
yeah, we kicked 1 goal. So
the structure that he gives us is huge. We obviously need a second tall to come in, and Sauce is the last one that we can call on.
Not only that, to go against that impact from H, I guess it's pretty hard to change or switch up your structure and losing someone like H,
mid-game.
Yeah.
So
I think obviously Voss will move magnets and be able to make it work. Listen, we played the D's, we beat them without him.
True. Yep.
And Sauce didn't play that game.
Yeah, true. That is very true. Yep. So we're a massive chance Friday, man. I don't care what anyone says.
I think it doesn't matter if I'm honest, whether we're favourites or whether we're not, because this group's just got that much belief that irrelevant. They don't care.
We're a chance. We're a huge chance. Yeah. Massive.
Dan, I've watched you come from the death, mate. I've watched you. I mean, it's happened to all of us. We were all dead.
The lowest
Dead in
moment.
the face.
Essendon done. He's calling me on Swan Street going, I can't do this anymore. Literally, the word out of your mouth.
I was on my hands and knees in the middle of Swan Street on the phone to Joe.
Stretch it off, mate. Had enough.
Oh, I couldn't do it. No,
Well, what do you reflect on? I mean, it's not over, so it's not like the season's alive. But so far, as we get to this point, what do you reflect on from, I don't know, then and now?
I think it's the fact that the groups not only learnt their lesson or their lessons from the past, but I think now we've turned a massive corner as a club. That's what I think. I think there's been a clear turnaround from the whole organisation to. Was it you coughing or was that?
No, I'm saying yes.
A huge turnaround in the whole organisation as to what our clear mission is moving forward now, and we have got our identity, our brand back, and that's the biggest turnaround.
Yeah, huge,
massive. You know, we dictate we dictate now rather than hoping. Yeah.
There's a clear going into games. There's a clear picture of what it's going to look like on our end, rather than what's the oppo going to throw at us and what are we going to have to deal with today.
I keep saying that they know what they need to do to be able to win.
Yes,
they get it now. They understand the level that they need to bring it to win.
Huge.
Every single one of them. Doesn't matter who comes in.
that's powerful, isn't it? When you know.
Ready for a granny. G up.
Can you imagine? I mean, I don't want to look too far ahead, but like the stars.
Yes. I haven't taken this off. I've slept in it since Friday.
He's genuinely had this t-shirt on since Friday. He hasn't showered. Look at that.
Since Friday, I've slept in it.
Put a bit of cologne on it, mate. It'll be right.
Disgusting.
It stinks and it's not coming off.
It's not coming off till we win the flag. Deal?
Oh, you're not showering to him with the flag. Hey, it wouldn't be. You know what? I reckon he's gone longer, to be fair.
I did awakening.
All right, we're going to go before this goes into territory we should be going into. Tez, we'll see everyone at 8 o'clock tonight. Almost Blues Brothers, episode 107. We've got a lot to talk about.
Heaps.
Can't wait, boys. See you at 8 o'clock.
Thanks, Tez.
Ciao. It's just too good. I love it. All right. Who we got? Lucinda.
Hey, Terry.
How are you?
I don't really know how to comprehend what I saw live, but I filmed myself for the last 3 minutes because I wanted to, see what I said and what everyone was saying around me. And the resounding stuff was slow the game down. And when they were about to get the goal, was a lot of no going on. And people were saying 25 seconds. And I'm like, well, let's hope it's not Richmond again. So I learned from that, okay, if it is a draw, then they have 6 minutes rest and then it's 3 minutes for each team or something like that. Fortunately, we didn't have that scenario. So I think I was crying in like 1.5 seconds after the song started. So that was probably what it meant to me. I mean, everyone was like, you're supposed to be happy. And it's like, well, I am. It's just overwhelming. But since then, obviously, have calmed down and defended Harry like my life depended on it. But what they don't realize is, well, okay, Charlie was managed by Sydney very well. There's no two ways about it. And, well, if it wasn't for Harry, who knows, he might not have got on the board because it was Harry's goal assist, So people have to see the non-struggling Harry a bit more to appreciate him. And then finally, after getting off level 4 and down, to Alexander Parade, and then by the time you're in Swanston Street, like even Swan supporters are singing our theme song, and I don't know if they were taking the piss or they're rooting for us now or something, but they sounded like they were actually meaning it, so that was a bit strange. but in the best possible way. So Carlton supporters were like everywhere, not just on the bridge going their separate ways to get home, but within the city. It wasn't like Lygon Street nuts or Princess Park after the granny kind of thing, but like strangers were like, either singing the opening to the song or the song itself, or up the bag is this, and all of the slogans and high-fiving everyone, not just exiting the G, but pretty much all over the city. And even not sports people were feeling the vibe. So I guess the overall feeling for Friday night and even now is ominous for all the other sides. So people are like, oh, we should be cautious of Melbourne. And it's like, Melbourne needs to fear us. Okay, like for all these years, okay, fine, whether we're having a good season or a 50-50 season, it's always, are Carlton in trouble against so-and-so? Or, Carlton has to be thinking about the other side. Well, even when we've had alternating form, we're starting to consistently, in the last 24 months, be the side that other teams have to think about. And everyone's like, great, so we're going to get through Melbourne and then it's Brisbane, and where is it? And I'm like, well, okay, they came to Marvel and they pipped us when we weren't confident. And what was the margin? Achievable 26. This is a totally new thing. You get a Carlton that's won an elimination final, not got eliminated. Then they win the semi-final and get into the actual second last game. It doesn't matter. An oval is an oval or a field is a field. Watch out. You might have Danaher kicking 6 and we might have Charlie kicking 8. And sure, Brisbane would be up there in the favourites, but you'd have to think that they would have some nerves. There's healthy respect between all professional footballers and the sides. And I know some people are like, oh, I hope so-and-so is not playing or whatever. Nah, if you're going to win a grand final, it's best 22 versus best 22, the absolute sides that are going to test you. And if you get over them, by the time you're in the grand final, you're like, well, hang on. There's a lot of people who's like, how'd you win that? You shouldn't have won that. And it's like, well, we did, and we're coming for you. So now these sides have to go, well, okay, what happens if Carlton does get over the line and then they're forecast for us? We might not get in their heads, but we might get on the scoreboard and do them. So
that's a good point. I think, we'll get through, worry about Melbourne first, and then, we'll see if we can get that job done, and Brisbane will be watching us and,
analysing how we did it.
Yeah.
So analyse how we did it.
Yeah. If we're good enough to get there, we'll get there. So are you ready tomorrow morning, 10 a.m., tickets on sale?
Yeah. I've got my codes and everything. As if I have the actual lanyards and the printout. Yeah. It should be, all systems go. Short of the Ticketek site crashing, I should be okay.
Love it. Love it. Well, good luck tomorrow morning and see you at the G Friday night.
Yeah, sounds good. All right. See you later. Bye.
Bye. Brandon Stone.
Oh, fuck, man. How good's life, mate?
Mate, I am literally thankful for every single moment.
Mate, there is nothing on this planet, mate, that could dampen anything that I felt, that I'm feeling. It's just the highest state of euphoria, man. And it's just, I think about it, man. My old man came down from Gold Coast, right, to watch it with me. Flew in the Thursday night, and he left the Saturday morning, right, just to see the Baggers, mate. And he's doing the same thing this week, coming down the Thursday, leaving on the Saturday. I tell you what, man, people don't understand how special footy is, mate, and just how special football clubs are. And, mate, I'm sitting there all Friday, mate. I was just so anxious. My anxiety was peaking. I was shaking at work, messing up orders, the whole nine, mate. And as soon as I got to the G, and I got there pretty early, I remember texting you, mate, at like 5:10 or something. seeing if you were on the train. I was already on the way there, mate. And then I ended up, I got off the train and I went into the, is it the Pullman there, that pub?
Yep, Crossroad.
Yeah, so I went into there.
Yeah.
And as soon as I walked in the door, Lewis Young comes out, Jordan Boyd comes out. I'll grab a selfie with them two, acting like they're my best mates. I've known them since grade 6. And I'm thinking, fuck, mate, the day is going well, Tez. As soon as I got in the Pullman, see me old man, grabbed the Heineken, I'm just sitting there, mate, and I'm like, we're going to do it. We're going to do it. We're going to roll them, mate. And as soon as I got in the G, mate, the joint was full. With still an hour to go.
I've
never heard nothing like that, Tez, man.
Yeah. 2013 had moments of loud noise. Obviously, we were losing in the first half, but Friday night was just consistently vibing. And I mean, everyone, for the most part, a lot of people on Friday went to their first final ever.
Yeah.
And I think also seeing photos of people with children who are a little bit older, or maybe the teenagers or whatever, like photos with their children, because it's like, oh, you're just all of a sudden 2 generations come together, because we've always had that gap. It's always been the old Carlton, the great Carlton, and then this new Carlton that none of us had seen any success.
Yeah, there's no in between.
And now we're all on the same page, and it's powerful.
Yeah, it's mental, man. And even, mate, I tell you, I knew we were going to win as soon as these dickheads put up that banner and it fucking fell to pieces, Tez. These dickheads don't even know what sticky tape is. As soon as that happened, as soon as it fell to the ground, I'm like, yep, that's done. I could have left then and there, mate. I was happy as Larry.
Yeah.
So
I'll tell you what I was shocked at. I was pleasantly surprised how early we got our goals, because that was a big thing for me. I'm like, oh, how long will it take for them to settle into their first final? And then we got our 2 goals in 3 minutes or 4 minutes, whatever it was. And it almost felt too easy in the first quarter or first half. And then the reality of it kicked in the second half. Finals football is different. It doesn't matter what league you're playing in, whether it's at the highest level or any final in any league. It just, the gravity just like takes its weight.
Yeah. The whole game, mate, was just, and Doherty first goal, mate, it had to be him. It had to be. There was no, as soon as that happened, mate, it reminded me, mate, of when Juddy kicked that goal and the commentary was saying this would be fitting, mate. That is a replica of that. It had to be him in that situation to get us going, because, mate, everyone knows he's the heart and soul of this club. It's been that way for a few years now. So as soon as he kicked that first goal, man, I'm just thinking, all right, if anyone was to kick that first one, it's got to be him. And now the group is just, we're roaring, mate. We're ready to go, you know. And even Harry, mate, like the goal kicking aside, but he done a lot, a ton of good stuff, a ton. Working up the ground, mate, contested marks, even just impacting a contest, as small as that seems. You know, the stats don't show that stuff, right? So if you look on a stat sheet, mate, you'd probably say that's one of Harry's worst games. You know, watching it live, watching the impact that he does in impacting a contest, mate, the outlet handballs, the score assist, all of that, it doesn't show on a stat sheet, right? And all of that is valuable to a degree that you can't comprehend, really, because it sets up so much down the field, forward of the ball, just everything, mate. He's a pinnacle in what we do, mate. So I do feel Sauce will come in for him, though. I feel that's a no-brainer if he is healthy. In terms of Martin, though, I hope some way when it comes to selection that Dow is in there. I just hope, because I just feel, mate, it's his, mate. He's one of them to get us here, right? And I feel he'd deliver at this stage, right? Coming into that, because, mate, to be honest with you, after watching what I've seen and all the teams that are left in contention, bar GWS, mate, you can't buy heart.
No.
You can't teach it, right? You can have all the talent in the world. You could have everything around you, but you can't buy heart and desire, which is what we have over everybody else. I feel GWS has a little bit of that. No one gave them a chance at the start of the year, you know, and they're doing some bits here. But you can't buy what we've got, mate, which is why, mate, I just feel we're going to roll Melbourne like a fat kid with no legs, mate, to be honest with you. I just feel that's what we're going to do, Tez, man.
I hope so, bro. I hope so. Because, like, if it's tight, I think the beauty of beating them when we did late in the season gives us some footage to watch, all those repeat entries in our defensive 50. And we didn't do a very great job at the end last time we played Melbourne, but I've got they can only get better the more they play in these games, the way I see it. And maybe I'm just trying to make an excuse to back us, but are you ever really as desperate for a flag than before your first one? I'm not sure.
Yeah. And I just feel, man, like coming into this week and looking throughout the season, mate, I just feel there isn't a situation we haven't been in.
Yeah.
You know what I'm like? We were speaking about it a few weeks ago when I was on here, man, that we're winning so many different ways, you know, and there isn't a territory that we're not familiar with. Like, and that's dependent on the group as well. You could either look at that and rectify it, or you can just continue with the motions, mate. Just keep going. And, mate, these boys are learning every week, mate. You can see it. You can see it all. Every situation, mate, they're better than they were before. So there's not a situation we haven't been in where we can't capitalize on it. So even if it comes down to the wire again, mate, they can just relive that 3 weeks ago and thinking, all right, what went wrong? Let's not do it.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So the tools are all there, Tez. There's no reason as to why we shouldn't come out. Just give it 100, mate, and just give it a best crack, because our best crack is beating anybody. And we've shown that the last 10 weeks, beating anyone. So I don't know, man. I don't know. And I can't even fucking go this weekend either. I got one of my mates' bucks on the Friday. So it's a Friday and Saturday, and we come back to Sunday, and I'm just thinking, mate, I might have to borrow one of them Lime scooters, mate. It's up in Lawn. So I might have to get a Lime scooter, mate, back to the G. So
I don't know about this, bro. I think we're going to have a chat with old mate.
Mate, you're telling me, mate. I'm almost pulled the pin about 3 times. It's been a day since we've won.
Oh, I don't know, man. This is like time of a lifetime. We've been waiting. I don't know. I mean, you make your call.
It's killing me. The only good part, there's about 10 of us at a Carlton. So it would probably be a lot like our own final up there. But fuck, man, I'm just hoping, you know, and even if we get up against Melbourne, which I'm confident we will, we then go on to play Brisbane. It's convenient because, as I said, my old man lives in Gold Coast, so I'm going to fly up and I'll go to that game. And then if that's the case, mate, I've got a feeling that Collingwood's taking the flag, whoever they play. Mate, Collingwood grand final, that will be the biggest game of all time, Tez.
I don't think the world's
ready. There's no ifs about it, mate.
Yeah. I don't think the world's ready. And
it'll shape the country.
Yeah. This year's been a lot for us about like the full circle moment from last year. And I think we've pretty much gotten back everyone. Like, we beat Collingwood, but we didn't end their season. So that doesn't go full circle. So imagine beating Collingwood in the last game of the year with the last minute, the last kick. I don't know. It's very magical to think about.
I think it's destiny, man. I think it has to happen. I think it just does, mate. And even, mate, this week, and I've got a good source, and I've heard a couple of times, mate, that Gawn is almost a knock to not play at all. I've heard it a few times now from he's never let me down, this fella. I'm not going to say who it is because he'll get in a lot of trouble, but I am more than confident that Gawn isn't playing at all. So that's Gus, that's Van Rooyen, and that's Gawn not playing. From what I've heard, definite.
Okay. Well,
so
let's see. Let's see what happens, eh?
I'm ready, mate. I'm just fucking nothing's put it, mate. I could get fired from work this week, Tez. I couldn't give a rat's ass, mate. Could not care less.
Feel that. I got nothing else to think about other than the game. It's the best.
Mate, the boys have made my year, mate. I'm the happiest I've been in 10 years, mate. It is unreal. Euphoric, mate. Euphoric.
Yeah. Love it. Love it. Good stuff, mate. Good to chat to you.
I'll give you a bell next week, mate. I might be a little bit seedy from the Bucks, but you'll get a call.
That's all right, mate. Let me know where you at.
All right, done deal.
See you, bro.
All right, brother.
Alrighty. Tyson, hey, mate.
Hey, Gary.
How are ya?
Oh, going good. Yeah. Friday made my week a lot better, that's for sure.
Yep. What'd you think of the game? What were your thoughts?
Well, I mean, I had this guy next to me, and obviously we were going like mad after the first 2 goals. And I just said to him, I said, we need to make sure we don't get too far ahead of ourselves, and for them to make sure they don't get too far ahead of themselves, right? And then they started kicking goals. I think it was in the third, and I was like, oh no, here we go. Like the doubt started creeping in, and then yeah, man, like players of the game, Akers and Cottrell, they were the two that if we didn't get them, like if we didn't have them in the team, we are probably losing that one.
Yeah, no, they stepped up. It's hard to individualize, I found, in a final because everyone has crucial moments. Everyone on the field has more than one moment, but they have multiple moments where they've got to make the right play. And so I thought Cottrell was the player of the game, but I find it when I'm watching the replay, I'm saying to myself, man, all of them had their moments. Chincotta's contest a couple of times, Marchbank a couple of times. Like Cripps didn't have his ultimate influence, but his moment came, kicked the goal, really important, So it's
when Cripps kicked that goal in the third quarter, I think it was. Did you feel the ground shake? Because I did.
I'll tell you a story. So the Sydney supporters came and sat in the bay that I was in. They weren't initially there, but maybe their friends gave them a barcode and they moved to where we were sitting. And Cripps is lining up for goal, and one of the supporters, who was about 6 seats to my left, screams out, "Fuck you, Cripps." Mate, nobody talks about Cripps like that. Nobody. So he kicks the goal, and I turn to him like, "Fuck you, cunt," which I should not have used the C word in retrospect. I'm going to try and, be better in that regard because it's not a good word to be using in front of kids. But he got me so fired up. And then there were these other guys on the other side of him that like stood up and like got into him. And I'm like, okay, it's like family. You can't talk about our boys like that,
Yeah.
So
yeah, no, the only yelling at Cripps I approve of was this one guy in our section yelling, "Cripps, you sexy beast." That's the only yelling at Cripps I think we approve of.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, definitely.
Friday night, you ready? Ready to go?
Yeah, ready. I'm ready to fight for the general admission tickets. I'm not a member. So being from WA, I can only go to 2 games a year, and I have to buy them anyway. But there's no real benefit to me to get a membership necessarily. So so it's like my deal. So I guess it does pay when you get to this point of the year now. Get in a little earlier.
Well, hope to see you there, mate.
Yep. Good meeting you on Friday as well.
Yeah, likewise. Always good to have a chat.
Yeah.
All right.
Cool.
Take it easy, mate. Bye. All right. Who have I got here? Hello.
Oh, Tezza.
Hello.
How are we?
Good, mate. How are you?
I missed after the game, mate. You didn't come to the circle. What's going on?
Mate, I've got a job to do. Got to get to the studio, get to the fan cams. Mate, I got work to do, mate.
I know, mate. I know.
The fan cams doesn't sleep for anybody.
How good? Huh? How good?
The best. Honestly, it was the best.
She enjoyed herself. Yeah.
What about you, little champion? Did you enjoy yourself on Friday?
Yes.
What was your favorite part about Friday?
When Akers kicked the last goal for us to win.
It was special, wasn't it? Did you scream your little heart out?
Yes.
Yeah. Did you lose your voice? Was it all good?
A little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit.
And we just wanted to show everyone we've got a new addition to the family.
Who's this?
Little Charlie. She named it Charlie. So
I wonder where you got that name from.
Yeah, I know. Wouldn't have a clue.
Hey, bud, what's going on? Who's this?
We've got Xavier here. He's a 4-year-old, so he's coming to a couple of games this year, and he'll be coming next year. I'm going to get him fully indoctrinated into it, mate. Don't worry about that.
He's ready to go. I love it, mate.
Yeah.
What's it like having kids and watching them experience it? Because you've obviously seen some good times as well.
Yeah. So it's like, I must say that it was lovely watching her have so much excitement for the win. I went straight to her. As soon as the siren went, I went straight to her, picked her up, and you know, put her up here, and she sung the song and waved the flag and stuff, and
Yeah.
I just let her have her moment. Yeah.
Go Blues.
That was good. That was very
Go
good.
Blues.
But now she's very happy. She's excited for Friday. Hopefully we can get game. Hopefully we get tickets. That's the main thing. Yeah.
10 a.m. tomorrow. I think we'll get
Yeah.
tickets.
Okay.
The
I'm
Melbourne
gonna
supporters.
you say,
Baggers.
all right. Okay. I think we've got a bit going on here, mate. So we'll let you go.
That's
the
all right.
best.
Good to see you.
Great job.
Bye, guys. Go Blues.
Up the Baggers.
Go Blues.
The baggers.
Baggers.
Let's go.
Too good. All right. What we got? Jason. Hey,
We
mate.
fucking did it. We did it. First final in the
fucking
book.
did it all right. Yeah, we
How
did
good
it
was
all right.
Yeah, unbelievable. Like that, the first goal, that roar of that crowd, it was just like a release that's just been pent up for 10 years. And it was the loudest I've ever experienced it. Like I've been a member for 20 years and it's never been that loud. And that's saying something.
Yeah. Well, you know what? We've spoken a lot about, I mean, the narrative around the team. Can they make it? Can they get over the hump? Can they make the finals? I feel like winning their first final the way they did, it kind of eliminated, like, let's just say touch wood, well, not going to happen, but we lost. The narrative instantly shifts to, oh, yeah, but they can't win a final. Like we've just removed that whole narrative from even becoming a thing. And I hope that they draw confidence from that, you know?
Yeah, I think so. Like, I mean, last year was a missed opportunity to make finals, and you know that was the checkpoint to make finals. And then, like the year after that, you can say, "Oh, yeah, now it's the checkpoint to win a final," and then the next year after that's top four. So, yeah, it's important. And there was definite jitters. You know, there were things that happened in the game that you can tell that they were nervous, and you know, we got an opportunity now to you know regroup and you know, iron out those kinks.
Yeah. What else? I mean, I've asked everyone, but, you know, after watching the replay, were there any moments in particular that caught your attention after being there?
Yeah, as I said, the first goal was pretty solid, but Cottrell's performance was just ridiculous. Like he was one of those players that, you know, you talk about, you know, what are the players that are going to come out and perform on the big stage? And I had every bit of confidence about him. He just has that mongrel in him, and that like I knew that he would come out and put on a performance, and he did. And you know, we had a big deficiency in you know, our wingers last year, and we addressed them. Got Akers in, got Hollands in, and now it's become a real strength.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Akers played an amazing game, and what I had to eat a bit of humble pie because I was a little bit iffy about the match selection. I thought Marchbank probably shouldn't have played it, but boy, did he prove me wrong. He was just unbelievable.
Well, yeah, kind of made sense to me after watching Collingwood the night before, because I saw the way it ended. It becomes so tight and tense. The bigger the bodies, you know, the more you need them. Like, and I know, like, in an ideal world, we want this mosquito fleet running around, but I just think finals football's far too contested to have too many players that aren't strong enough. But like, they might be quick, but are they strong? And just so many aerial battles, like, you know, and then to see Marchbank actually perform, and then keeping in mind, hasn't had a preseason, has had a bit of a disjointed season. He's finally starting to get some continuity, and yeah, Douglas says it here perfectly. He plays like a warrior, you know.
Yeah, he does. He's awesome, and like the whole defense was pretty good. Like Kemp was great, I thought, and Wiedering as always, and TDK as well. Like he's just he's gone up another level, I reckon. Like like it's evident midway through the year that he's actually really holding his own now, and he's been a solid performer, and he had a great game. Yeah, they all did. It was a great night. It was really good. I got a video to send you actually of me after the game. It's one probably not for social media, but I reckon you'll appreciate it.
I got a couple of them from after the game too. Don't worry, they stay in my phone.
Yeah, I'm sure you did. But no, it was great. I got to bump into the Almost Blues brothers and Rocco from the Jumper Punch before the game as well, which was great. And it was just an all around good night, and can't wait for next week. I reckon we're a red hot chance. We've done it, recently, so why not again? Like let's go. Like they do look a little bit shaky, Melbourne, and similar to Melbourne, Sydney. They kind of kicked themselves out of the game as well. It was a similar sort of way the game ended. So let's see what we can do.
100%. No, well said. Well said. Well, send me that video. I promise you it'll stay private, and we'll go from there.
Yeah, too easy. Take care. Go Blues.
Oh, thanks, brother. Bye. All right. Michael, with the $80. Thank you, mate. Didn't think anything could top the Pies win. Bring on Friday. Believe. Absolutely. Thank you very much, mate. Kano and Amy.
Hey, Chaz, how you going?
Mate, I'm going great.
What a win, that first final in 10 years.
How was it for you, mate?
It was electric, and it was something that I had never experienced before.
So, for those that don't know you, you're from WA, right?
Yeah, yep.
So you flew down? How'd you get down?
We flew down on Wednesday night, got here Thursday, midnight Wednesday night, and watched. We went to Auckland Park on the Thursday, watched the Collingwood and Melbourne game on the Friday night, and then watched the Blues game.
Yeah, nice. Well, mate, tell us about your experience.
I've loved it. Even just being in Melbourne in general, I've loved Melbourne and even the city of Melbourne. It's just so much more of a vibe in the city, and it's just more footy around in Melbourne.
Yeah. And how does what's your confidence like for this week coming up?
Really high. Before the game, I wasn't as I was excited and a bit nervous, but this week coming against Melbourne, I'm really I've got my expectations really high. I reckon we'll, just like what some people were saying, I reckon we'll make the grand final, or we'll be playing against Collingwood at the MCG.
Love it, mate. I hope
we'll be going to the final.
Do I hope so? Yeah, I do actually. I do hope we play Collingwood in the grand final. Yeah, I'd love to beat them in the granny. That'd be awesome.
I reckon if that happens, we'll be getting 100,000 to 110,000 people out the G, I reckon.
Yeah. No, well said. All right, mate. Well, are you going to be coming back for the game this week?
I wish, but I'm going to save it until the grand final.
I love it. I love it. Got your sister there? Is Amy there?
Yeah, she's helping on each other.
What up,
Hello,
Amy?
Hello.
Go Blues. Good to see you on Friday.
Best game ever. Yes. I'm so excited. I think we're going to win against Melbourne. I think we have more momentum. The crowd would definitely give us the win.
Yeah, hope so. Hope so. We'll see you at the grand final.
Definitely.
We'll do.
All right.
Go Blue Baggers.
Go Blues.
Good stuff. All right. Antonina. Hello.
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 How are you?
Great. How are you?
I'm awesome. Thank you for asking.
Much better now after.
Yes.
Yeah.
I know. I wasn't calm. I'm saying I get pretty it's funny, if I'm at the game, I'm a bit quieter. If I'm at home, it's crazy. I can't watch it on the TV. But I had my niece next to me, and she was just so, she's like, oh my god, she was so stressed. And then I think the last probably minute or two, and I looked up and I saw it's 2 goals. I go, okay, look, if they get 2 goals, I keep going, can we just kick a goal, please? Can we just kick a goal, please? And I was watching, and I saw, like, okay, well, if they kick the 2, it's extra time. I saw that, I'm not really in the mood for extra time, but it's okay. Well, we can do this. So she was just losing it, and I'm like, it's okay. And I'm like, everyone, it's okay. It's okay. Mind you, I'm like, I am dying. I don't know if it's okay. But it was good fun. So it was good fun. But it was, it was so special. So it was amazing.
I think the third quarter was interesting when I watched it again, because Swans came at us, they kicked 3 in a row, and then Martin kicks the goal against the flow, the settler, and then Chera kicks a goal, and then I think Cripps kicks a goal. I thought, all right, we're back in control. And then they got a few late ones in the third quarter, and then like my memory of the quarter was that it was just so bloody long.
Yes.
You
I know, and that's what I was saying. I said, I thought it was like 31 minutes or something. And I've gone, oh, look, we've kicked heaps of goals. So, it's just going to keep dragging. You're like, come on, just please just stop. And it's funny. It was sort of, and I've heard even on the fan cams the other night, people saying it was like a blur. I've watched bits and pieces of the replay. I haven't watched it in entirety. As actually, when I got home on Friday night, Paul, my hubby, was watching the Collingwood game. And watching that, I thought, this is so similar to our game. I thought this is what was just happening with us too. And then we ended up watching our last quarter. And I thought it was really funny how similar they were. And so.
It's been, I feel like we've lived through 2 years in one season.
Well, Terry, I remember seeing you before the first Collingwood game. I called out to you and you had a quick chat. And then I sent you a message afterwards saying, oh, look, it's really nice to meet you. I'm sort of a bit not great with the result, but, hopefully I'm hoping for the best. And I think you came back and said, oh, well, these are the moments I'm sort of, I look forward to now, like meeting the fans. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, we were both, we were just so down in the dumps, weren't we? Just trying to be up, and now look at us. So I think back to that of how we were feeling, and so it just feels. You're right. It just feels like a lifetime, 2 totally different times of It just doesn't feel like the same year.
Whatever lesson we as a club needed to learn, whatever trials and tribulations we needed to go through before we started playing finals football again, I don't think there was anything left for us to experience in terms of, the challenges. We're still going to have challenges coming up. We're going to lose. We might lose a final. We probably will lose a final in the future. Like things
That's
like that, and heartbreak will come. But just to be a contender and actually, watching them play in September.
That's right. Yeah.
That's the start point for this group.
It definitely. And even I think that win, I was Thursday night, I just got I sort of got in my head thinking, oh, I don't know. I just want them to win so much. I thought, but I can't control it. I had no control over this. So I thought I wanted to win so bad, but I don't know if they will, and you just don't know what's going to happen. Not that I didn't have confidence, but you just don't know. And I sort of already got myself in my head, and I'm thinking, well, you don't know what. And I think because of the big, it's taken so long to get there, and even just from the end of the season to now, like that whole 2 weeks, you think, oh my gosh, you just want it to start. And so I thought I just need to get to the game. So once I was there, I felt better, and then and then I thought when we were doing so well, I thought, oh, please just win. I know you can. We could lose. I thought it'd be such a shame if they did. And I thought just get a win. Let's get that done, and then whatever happens now, we'll take. But I don't want to lose. I just want to keep winning. So
of course. Friday night, you're there?
Yeah. Yes, we'll be there. I'll be jumping online tomorrow. So, and that was the other nice thing. I was there with my family. We were all there together, and it was just really, really cool. So, yes, I'll be doing that again. And we'll be there.
Fantastic. Well, good to see you, and hopefully
and you too.
Friday night.
Yes. Here we go. Go Blues.
Did you get your pin?
No, I haven't. I was going to ask. Oh, I didn't want to ask, but no, I haven't yet.
No,
I was looking out for it on the Friday. I'm like, is it here? But that's all right. I'm sure it'll arrive.
I posted them all on. So they arrived here. The box of them arrived on Wednesday.
I remember you saying, yeah.
And I'm like, I'm not going to sleep until every single one of them is sent, and they were.
Yes.
Some people.
No, you did say that. And
yeah.
So I thought, but I know, I thought, look, Australia Post could take a few days, so it's all good. Thank you. I know it's arriving. I'll have it ready for Friday.
No doubt. You have it ready for Friday. So,
awesome.
Thanks very much.
No, thank you.
All right. Go Blues.
See you, Terry.
Bye.
Thanks.
So pin update, as I said, they were all sent. Some of you did receive them. Some of you didn't. So apologies for that. If you want to get yours before the game Friday, I highly suggest you order them now. I will post them as soon as possible. I'll put it in the chat. Get your BA in here. So I'm going to pin it to the top of the live chat. And yeah, if you get them now, I'm going to have them in front of me. First thing tomorrow morning, they'll be in the post office, in the post box, and I'll get them out to you. So pin it there. There's your link. All right. Who we got? Lewis. Hello, mate.
Yes, how are you, mate?
Good, mate. Your internet connection is not very good. Are you with us?
Yeah, I'm with you. Why?
You're just a little bit choppy, but I think I can make it work. What's happening? Are you on Wi-Fi or 4G? What are you on?
I'm on Wi-Fi.
Okay, we'll make it work. How are you, my friend?
It's a lot to take in. Oh my goodness. You know what? We won a final, and all I'm gonna say is suck shit, Essendon. Just suck it. I hate Essendon. They haven't won a final, but we have. And you know what? I'm glad we didn't get Ross Lyon. After seeing what St Kilda get smashed against the Giants, I'm glad we didn't get him. Thank the Lord. You know, I love this game. I love it. I honestly can't believe what footy can do, especially for like fans that have backed their club in no matter what. This man right here. I'm saying it right now.
Walshy.
Sam Welsh. He is Chris Judd. He's got to be the next Chris Judd of our club. He's got to be the next Chris Judd. I'm telling you, mate. He's going to win a Brownlow. Connors was incredible. Akers, what can I say about him? Thanks. I want to say thank you to Fremantle. We gave them just a box of cookies for him.
I know, right?
Thank you so much, mate. And you know what? I was not at the game, but how was the atmosphere? Like, how did it feel? Like, was it like different compared to like just an ordinary game? Like, how did it feel?
Of course. Yeah. It was the most electric atmosphere I have ever seen. The Judd moment, the Judd goal was the single greatest moment I have experienced as a fan, just the moment. But I think Friday night, in terms of the whole game, the whole experience, that is the best vibe, energy, electricity. Also, because I think with this time around, there's like a big story behind it. There's 10 years of disappointment, 10 years of just not being good enough, whether it was by a little bit or by a lot. So I think having the context, like we've really grown close with this group because we've watched them from when they were teenagers get drafted. And so, yeah, Friday will be one I'll never forget. I think no one's going to forget. But at the same time, this Friday is going to be even better. And then so is the prelim. And then the granny's going to be even better than that. So, you know?
Yeah, look, I think like when I was watching the game, this defense was incredible. The way we defended was really well. Camp was amazing. Newman, Weedus, Sard played his best game in a final. Sard won a final, Essendon didn't. We applied great pressure. Contested ball was really good. And just an incredible atmosphere. And just like, for Patrick Cripps, man, I'm going to be so happy for him. I'm so proud of him, honestly. Because like you said, like he is like the story. And so is Doc. But Patrick Cripps has been like stuck with us through the hard times. And mate, he deserves it. He really does deserve it. But I think like when I'm looking at the Melbourne game, like looking ahead, we'll put Jack Savani in. But I think to me, if we want to beat him, our smalls will be the main thing. I think we need to like Charlie Curnow needs to create some contest because let's be honest, like it's going to happen again. Melbourne are going to make sure Charlie Curnow is managed. But I think like if always Fogarty and all the Smalls get into it, I think we'll be fine. I think that's the main weapon. Because, when I was watching Collingwood versus Melbourne, Collingwood Smalls were in a Bobby Hill kick 3 goals. So if we can get our Smalls in, we'll be good. I think we can win this game. I'm confident in us. I'm backing us. We're stronger together. It's just incredible, man. Honestly. Before I go.
Yeah.
Before I go, Tez, I got one message for you. You know what it says? It's coming home.
Coming home. Number
17. Hashtag 17. It's coming home, mate.
Start believing, my
All
friend.
right,
Hey, I love it. I love it. Start believing. I'm with you.
Yeah, start believing it, man. Everyone needs to start believing. It's coming home. Premiership 17. Carlton versus Collingwood. We beat the shit out of them. Mate, I can't wait. But anyway, I'll let you go. You're gonna call more people. So yeah, just take it in and wait till Friday, mate.
Mate, good stuff. Chat to you soon.
Chat to you soon, man.
All right,
see you
bye.
later.
Jimmy.
How you going, Terry?
Hello there. What's going on?
It's all good. It's all good. Had a bit of time to reflect post the game. So yeah.
What does your mind bring you now that you've had some time to reflect?
Yeah. So, being at the game and not getting as far ahead as expecting to go into it, and then having a time to think about it. I think we're a bit overconfident on that one, but I mean, because I had a look into them, like, well, look, the Swans were roughly about 6 on the trot before going in. They were in form coming in. They are the premiership contenders from the previous year. So given all that and the experience they had, they put up a decent fight against them. I'll tell you that.
They did. Well, they always were,
Yeah.
and that's I know that Port were belted by the Lions, but I think for a team like us that's new to finals, I think it would have been a bit of a stretch to expect us to just everything clicks for 4 quarters, with the added pressure and the added intensity that finals brings. So I wasn't surprised that they brought it back. And then there's also the whole factor of Sydney. Like that's a great club. That's an experienced club in finals,
Yeah. Yeah. And did you find the crowd? I mean, I don't know, because were you near the cheer squad at all during the game?
No, I was level 2, kind of half forward flank.
Okay. Yeah. I think we need to, what's the word for it, as the collective crowd need to fire it up a bit more though, because we went flat and quiet when they were, hammering the goals on us. And, a lot of people try to get the crowds going. This crowd just didn't want to move. And
what did you do?
Oh, I was trying to fire up, but like me and a guy at Bayoba who was completely wasted, was up and down, jumping up and down. Security were trying to, shut him up for a bit. But yeah, it's hard because you feel that if the crowd just got going with a chance, anything, it just helps the boys rather than just go dead silent when things aren't going our way.
Do you know what was a really cool moment? Do you know when Sydney kicked the goal to turn it into a 6-point game? And then there was obviously like the stoppage until the ball gets back to the center, just the white noise that everyone made. Like it just noise. It was wild.
Yeah. Yeah, it was wild. You could not make sense of what was being said in that noise. Just everyone was just yelling randomly on that one.
I'm dropping my shit over here. Don't worry about me. I'll got one for you. Is Matt Kennedy an option this week?
I'd say he is. I think depending on whether or not Martin gets off or not, I think we're looking at about potentially, I reckon, a Motlop elevation, a JSOS if he's fit. I don't know. Kennedy, and I'd see Dow as a sub. That out of those 4, I think we're looking at 3 out of those 4, depending on.
So that's Harry, and assuming Jack Martin won't play.
Yeah, Harry and Jack Martin. Yeah.
So who else is coming out?
So I would think Motlop would get elevated from the sub because he was the sub So I think he'd be starting. I got a gut feeling that he might go with a smaller forward line this week. They've got a pretty tall back line, and I feel like we have around about three smalls playing around there with Charlie, and possibly playing Jack in the Harry role. I think it would be a good push. And I would think maybe a Dow as a sub, but Kennedy could also slot in there as well. I just wouldn't. At this point, I don't know the role for Kennedy though, given that our backline and our midfield is pretty stacked right now.
Yeah, and we didn't really play him across half forward like what we have in the past. So I don't know. I'm torn between, yep, we need smalls because of the Melbourne and what we were able to do to them last time, but also it's a semi, it's a final. The bigger bodies, the stronger bodies, the better. We play a contested game. So the more rotations with strong, fit, tenacious bodies in there, the better. That's kind of where my mind is at the moment, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm also at a point where I don't care because I think one of the things I've learned really only over the last few weeks is there's no need to nitpick and try and pick the mistake, because I think we were so used to the team being disappointing that we were always looking to say, oh, well, that's going to be a mistake. That's a mistake. Whereas now it's like, for me anyway, it's, mate, they've figured it out. They know what they're doing. We know fuck all. We don't know what goes on the inside. So how can we pick out what's going wrong when so much is going right?
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, Voss has got it under control. He's going to pick the best team for the day. The rumors about Gorn, that could factor into it as well. But I think we've got the depth, which is great. And if Martin gets suspended, he'll be back. Harry would only miss one game, you would hope. So it's not like we're going into this game with people with ACLs going down or anything like that, where we're going to be struggling. So there's definitely options there.
Yeah,
and they're going to be struggling a little without Brayshaw and Van Rooyen in there as well. So it's a good opportunity for us to take it to them. Yeah.
Well, Jimmy, Friday night awaits, my friend.
Friday night, yeah. Just a matter of getting those tickets.
10 a.m. tomorrow. Be ready.
10 a.m. We'll do. Have a good one, mate.
Take it easy.
Enjoy it.
See ya. Mark.
What's going on, brother?
Mate, good. Very good. Sunday,
Feet up, just relaxing into the second week of the finals. Just cruising, mate. We're just fucking cruising.
Got my feet on the desk. Not one of you are going to do anything about it.
Life is fucking fantastic. Life is fantastic, isn't it? Like, I was actually reflecting on it probably yesterday. And if I said to you after the Essendon game, we're going to win 9 in a row, we're going to finish 5th, beat last year's grand finalist, and play Melbourne in week 2 of the finals, mate, you would have said I'm a dickhead. Like, there was no chance anyone could have predicted it.
Well, I think that's what makes it.
Yeah.
That's what makes where we are right now special. And like, I don't want to lose it because of the story behind the season and where we've come from. We speak a lot about having a weight to carry, and they're carrying the weight. They've gone through the worst of their form, and they're now going through the best of their form, all in the 1 year.
Exactly. And I'll be honest, like I'm a strong believer that sometimes you need to go through adversity to go through the highest of highs. And I feel like last year's round 23 loss to Collingwood knocked us down, and it knocked us down towards the start of this season. But then something about Michael Voss, he just got the group together. I know Brian Cook came out back Vossi publicly. Luke Sayers back Vossi publicly. And I feel like it's put us in a position now where we're not only contending this year, but we are going to contend for years to come. And whether we win it or not this year, who knows? Time will tell. Like, we can't control that. But the fact that we are in the position we are in, we need to embrace the moment and really appreciate it, because I don't know if you've spoken to any of the, older generational supporters that have seen, the 1995 premierships. They've seen Carlton be a successful football club. They have confidence. For the first time that I can remember, they all have confidence. They're like, yep, we're going to win the flag. We're going to do this. We're on the right track. I've never heard the older generation talk about Carlton like they are now. And I think that's what makes it special as well, because they know what it takes to be a good football side. They know what it takes to succeed, to, watch sustained success. And I just feel like, I don't know, something's brewing. When Patrick Cripps kicked that goal, it reminded me of the Chris Judd moment in the 2013 Elimination Final. But the difference between that moment back in 2013 to now is we earned our spot to be where we are. It wasn't given to us. We earned every last bit of it. And another funny story from Friday night, I actually got a little bit carried away. I think I made a pretty dumb mistake in terms of work related. I actually emailed my manager and I said, should Carlton make the grand final, I'll be taking 3 weeks off work. So I'm not sure how tomorrow is going to go when I get back to work, but nah, look, man, happy all round,
Nah, good stuff.
We're on to next week. Go Blues.
On to next week, my friend. Absolutely. Thanks for calling in.
Thanks, brother. Appreciate it. Go Blues.
All right. See ya. Guys, give me 30 seconds. My housemate is locked outside and I got to buzz him up. Give me 2 secs. Hang on. Sorry about that. It's the beauty of live television. Dione.
Oh, hi.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm in Bangkok, but I watched
In
the game.
Bangkok.
Yeah, so I'm living here. I just want to first of all say thanks to you and all the guys on all the programs, because when you live overseas, it's my connection to the Carlton Footy Club and what we do, what you guys do. So I just really want to say thank you for that, for all the shows that you do. And I know Pommy as well. And it's just great that you guys put all these shows together for us all. So thank you. I just want to say that first of all.
Thank you. No, we love it. We love it. And I know what it's like to be, outside of the country and just wanting to, you want to be a part of it. And it's hard to be a part of it when there's nothing other than, the mainstream shows that we have. So
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we're excited. We love it. We enjoy it, and we get the same feeling that everyone else does. So yeah.
Yeah. So thanks very much for that. I just want to mention a couple of things in finals. Like I don't know the guy who you just spoke to before. He was talking about the older generation supporters. Maybe I'm one of them. I'm not sure if I was at 1995. And just things in finals, small things that mean so much. I just wanted to mention a couple of things that happened in the game, which maybe go unnoticed. I think they were noticed a little bit, but not as much. Key moments where you think, oh my God, when you watch the replay, look what he did. Sam Walsh, when in that last quarter, running 100 metres to spoil the ball in that marking contest. And then he just got up and ran again. Little moment like that turned into a huge moment for us. Blake Acres in the last quarter, kicking to space. then still chasing it, and him and Fogarty tackling that guy who should have been holding the ball, I think, right? All these things, Cottrell's run down, all of the things that Cottrell did, Marchbanks doing that, it had a beautiful contested mark going in with the flight of the ball. All these things add up to special moments. And as much as we love all the goals and stuff, I love watching and seeing all those special moments that hopefully a coach and the team will say, look what he did. And that's the thing that I'm most proud of when I watch the replay again. I loved watching the replay because I was actually so scared when I was watching the game. I couldn't concentrate. It was like a blur. And I know I drank a bottle of wine as well while I was watching. I just couldn't handle it. But anyway, I'm just super proud of them. And I will come home for the grand final if we get in. So
it's just good to be talking about them in the finals like this. You know, we've just been yearning for it for so many years. And it seems like we were amplifying our support every year, more members signing up, etc., only to be let down. Whereas now, none of it matters. It's done. I'm more than happy to forgive and forget as long as we're here and we move forward, you know?
And embrace the moment, yeah?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So that's all I wanted to say. And thank you very much to all you guys. Thank you.
No, you're welcome. It's a pleasure having you here. See you next week.
Go Blues. See you.
Go Blues.
Bye.
Bye. All right. Jess Goats.
Hi, I'm back.
The goat. Jess Goats.
Hi, how are you?
I'm so good. Honestly, I'm the best.
You're so true. Friday was amazing. It was freezing. We were up on level 4, so it was so cold, but that was the best I've ever felt at a game, I think. Like, just every moment felt special. You know, like Doc kicking that first goal, I don't think it could have started any better way.
It had to be him, didn't it?
Yeah, for me, it had to be Doc or it had to be Cripps.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that they both got one, I was happy.
Yeah. How old were you when we last played in a final?
I would have been 10.
Wow. Do you remember much of it?
No, I think I'd gone off footy at that point, so I didn't really watch it, I don't think.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a long time ago.
It's so funny how it all works out. Like, we play a final on the exact same date, 10 years later. I'm not going to lie. I had a little bit, I didn't say this to anybody pre-game, but I had a little bit of a thought of, we're going to get one back here because we kind of stole one in 2013. And, everything was going through my mind. But no, I think once I saw the banner break for Sydney, I was like, okay, well, that doesn't happen often. That's got to mean something.
I was so sure. I was like, I didn't say anything to anyone about it, but I was like, is that an omen for like what's going to happen? Then I saw something on TikTok later and it was like, it happened in 2018 to Collingwood and they ended up losing. I was like, oh, it was an omen. So it was like, it did mean something.
I think it might have been in the granny.
It was. Was it? Yeah, it was the grand final.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was amazing.
No, it's very good. So what does this week look like for you?
I don't know. I think part of me is obviously nervous. It's another final. Who knows what's going to happen? Melbourne, last time we played them, obviously it was a very close game. But a big part of me is very confident. And obviously we won't have Mackay. We probably won't have Martin, I don't think. I think he'll miss 1 week and he'll be back for prelim. But I think Silvani straight back in. I think we should be okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah. Because the best part of Friday was it wasn't a Charlie, Harry, Cripper game. It was a role player game. So, like Josh said to me probably halfway through the first quarter and was like, Caleb Marchbank is built for finals. Because Caleb was everywhere. He was marking everything. And then Cottrell was everywhere. There was Akers everywhere. It was really just everyone playing their own role. And I think we needed that. And I think they can do that again this week.
Full faith, Jess. Full faith in the boys. That's how it is.
Absolutely.
Yeah, good stuff. Well, get home safely, both of you, and chat to you during the week.
Okay. Bye.
Bye. All right. Pommy. Oi, oi.
Far too much sentimental nonsense for me. We're still at war, people. Still at war. There's still games to go to win this fucking thing.
I know, right?
You know, it's like we buried someone. Hey, how good is it though? Tell you what, one down, couple more to go.
Couple more to go. It's wild. And this will forever be the first time for all of us, you know? So it's just
Hey, tell you what, and that last half was a bit like my first time losing my virginity. It was fucking intense, wasn't it? That was clever. That was clever. That deserves a lot more than you're giving it, Terry.
That was very good. That was actually very good.
Hey, if there's any other podcasts watching who pre-planned the banter, that's off the cuff.
Oh yeah,
delivery's better.
Yeah, we saw the that was an interesting. Oh, actually, a bit of footage here from that. Bit of a finality to the whole Saints TV thing.
Kiss it. Huh? Apologize. Kiss it. You want me to kiss your... That's right. Apologize. Okay. I'll, let's see here. Apologize.
That's a leap from you, Terry.
Apologize.
That's a leap from you. Bit of South Park reference, mate. I rate that from you. Well done.
I got more mad and fired up from that than what I did actually pre-game.
Terry's lucky I was on the golf course, because if I'd answered his first call, I would have probably been equally as angry and he would have probably stabbed a man.
I called you. I called Joe. You both were busy. I called my sister. It was obviously very late. Like, I needed to talk to someone before I said something or did something I would have regretted. It was infuriating. I'm like, no one's provoked this. It's unsolicited. But it's also just part of the banter, you know? So got to calm down, but it got me going. And apologize.
That's good. That test. Nah, it's good. I mean, we had to win though, didn't we? I mean, before we fired back, we had to get our eggs in a basket, and just goes to show it's something that you don't often see me do. I talk a lot of shit to other clubs, but I make sure that my eggs are all hatched before I start making any speculative calls. It's always a risk you run, always a risk. Yep. And unfortunately, we can't see if GWS are any good, because they had a walkover into the next round. As did Brisbane. So you can't really ascertain anything from these two sides.
Yeah. You've obviously watched the replay a couple of times. Did you notice anything upon watching them that you maybe didn't think about on Friday night?
I think the big thing, having watched way too many replays of losses and you punishing me last year for bringing me on for all the losses, I've seen a lot of Carlton losses. One thing that always sticks out with Carlton losses, particularly last year, was when they make a mistake, the wind goes out of their sails. I was really impressed in that third and fourth quarter when Carlton tried to lose it, doing them horrible things under pressure, how they have really matured and they weren't phased. Particularly that horrible passage of play, Kent handballs it to himself. like that was great. We've been there and we've lost because of that. We've seen them games where they've done that and they've lost. It was how the players straight away, Nick Newman goes up to Kemp, pats him on the back. You see Kemp let out a big F-U-C-K, screams it. Do you know what I mean? But they all rally around him. And the next time the ball came in, Kemp takes that intercept mark. He gives it off. Everything's hunky-dory again. That's the big thing I've started to notice. And I was talking to you about this, Terry. I see a lot of Hawthorn in this side. You know, people always compare us to Richmond 2017. I see a lot of that Hawthorn dynasty in that you're seeing a side that might not be playing the sexiest football, might not be the most aesthetically pleasing football. There's a lot of areas you can pick on as well. You can pick on the contested brand that we play and things like that. But they find a way, and that's what Hawthorn did. They always found a way. You could beat them. You could pick a stat to beat them in. They always found a way, and they could dig down. They almost look like they're enjoying it. And that was something that really shines in the fourth quarter. Cripps, Wheaterin, Marchbank, particularly Hewitt and Walsh and Chera, they seem to be embracing the furnace. Yeah. They seem to really enjoy it. And that's going to hold them in good stead, because a lot of people have criticised Carlton. I've seen a few comments this week, and it winds me up. Like, Harry's copped it. And I'm like, Harry's game was pretty good. If you take out them 2 goals, for 68% on, three goal assists. It was, what, 7 score involvements in the first half? Do you know what I mean? Like, that's insane numbers for someone that's a key forward. But there's a lot of criticism. You don't win finals by a big margin unless you play someone shit. Sydney were always going to be up for the fight. Do you know what I mean? They were always going to be up for the fight. We had to go in for the fight. Everyone's talking about Collingwood being favourites now because they won a tight one, because it was character building. We've just done the same thing. So this week could be an interesting one.
Yeah. Yeah. I saw a lot of similarities to the Collingwood game the night before. Like, dominated their opponent early in the game, assumed, assertiveness over them, almost mentally broke them in some ways. And then it's a final. So, things happen and teams don't give up. It's one of those situations. So, and then we spoke last night. What I love about finals football, there's no percentage talk. That's it. You win, you lose. That's it. Doesn't matter about how much you win by. We don't need to win out for it to mean anything. We just got to win.
There's still shit talk there, bro. Trust me. Do you know what I mean? There's still some bad talk. There's some bad talk. Jay, also, just to answer your question, I am not saying that Carlton are going to become a Hawthorn dynasty. I'm saying there is something very similar to them in the fact that they find a way to win. However, when we win the next 3 out of 4 flags, we can have the discussion that who's the greater dynasty, us, Richmond or Hawthorn.
You get another watch along on Friday, mate. Can you believe it?
Mate, we're working hard in the watch alongs. Vibes are good. I've got to say, I did agree with the caller two chats ago about just the quietness. There was an element of Carlton nerves in the fan base when they went quiet, right? When they had them little moments. There was a few. I noticed it with Harry a lot. Go back and watch the replay. Listen to the fan base when Harry misses. It's deflating. It's something that I keep telling everyone about. Don't let them know they've made a mistake. They're well aware. Do you know what I mean? You'll be shocked. Harry's face said it all, right? When he missed that second one. Like, that guy was dejected. That guy wanted to go home. Wanted to go home and have a cup of tea and a lie down. Like, I felt sorry for him. Like, you've got to keep rising them. Even the watch along, that was when they started to flag. There was that little panic mode setting in. Got to keep being loud because we've got a dream run. We've got Melbourne. Yeah. Melbourne have got no fans. Jay's had to come on here because Melbourne don't have a content creator. And the one that does, all he does now is goal-kicking videos with marmalade. Do you know what I mean? Like, he's given up on the Demons. That's how fucking Derek they are. But then we've got Brisbane. And Brisbane is pretty much a home ground for us because the Queensland Blues, they're mental.
They are mental. They absolutely are.
Do you know what I mean? So we're fine. We need that noise, though. You need that noise. You need that noise. It's so important that we have that noise for these boys. Because I'm feeling for Harry. Like, Harry asked the fans one thing, right? He was struggling with his goal kicking. He's admitted it publicly. That shows maturity because most of these players, right? Most of these players, when they make mistakes, hide. He's actually said, I'm not kicking very well. It is affecting me. Wheatering's come out and backed him and said, we need to get behind him and help him out, right? All he's asking is a little bit of love and TLC. And I think winning a Coleman medal for this football club, he deserves the benefit of the doubt. He ain't a Mickey Mouse footballer, Harry Mackay. He's one of the best players. Even this season, he's still ranked in the top 20 of forwards, and he's had a bad year. This is a bit like Cripps when he had that bad year. And I kept saying with Terry, still ranked top 20 in his position, and it's a shit year.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? So you've just gotta back him in a bit. Back him in, because he'll come good. And I'll tell you what, every football club in the league would have Harry. If we put him up for sale, fuck, there'd be so many trade offers for him. Because there's not many players out there.
Think about the D's, what they would do for Harry Mackay this week. You know?
Well, I mean, look who the D's have got up forward. They've got the dude that tries to kill Bart Simpson in The Simpsons. They've got Oscar's shit brother. And they've got a dude who's half Dutch, half fucking South African. Of course they would. Do you know what I mean? They'd probably take Harry Lemmy, truth be told.
Just sitting around biscuit ass.
Mate, sitting a biscuit arsed, eating crackers.
So good. Did you like my use of the term wet wipe? Came directly from you.
Wet wipe, mate, wet wipe. It's a good one. Biscuit arsed is good as well if you use that one.
I love that. No, it's good. It's good.
Job to still go. Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
Melbourne, it's always a good game, isn't it, when we play Melbourne?
Always. So that's the task at hand. We will see you tomorrow. We've got the ratings, bro. Our finals ratings. Jeez.
Yeah, and we're sticking with the old one. We're still doing it the old-fashioned way. So we can now officially, now we've won one, end of season show. We've got a regular season player of the year, and then an extra special finals player of the year, and then maybe a grand final player. Imagine that. We do our own. We do our own best on ground medal.
I'm down. They
get a diamond pin.
Yeah. No, bring it on, I say. See you tomorrow, my friend.
Peace, love. Look after yourselves, everyone. Best of luck. Enjoy your week.
See you, mate. Chris.
How are you, mate?
Good, mate. Are you with us?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Laggy, but you're a bit laggy, but I can hear you.
Oh, sorry. It might be just the internet's a bit laggy, but we'll try and get through it. Just cut me off if it lags out.
All good. What's happening?
Oh, mate, I'm just so happy, so excited about Friday night, and had such a good night, and just so proud of the boys and proud of just everyone. Like, the crowd was insane, and it was really special. Like, had my sisters over, and they don't really watch footy, and it was like really, really fun for them to experience a final because they never really watched one, and they were so excited. It was great, man. Like, just so happy. Just really am.
Mate, that was, and these are memories that we will cherish forever, because there's been a lot of a journey to get to this point, even just to be alive in September, you know?
Man, I was 15 in 2013. I remember that day, and I don't know, like, it feels a bit more real this time. Like, kind of, like, I remember like it felt a little bit weird being there that year. Like, I remember feeling like we kind of just scraped in and we didn't really deserve it. But
yeah.
Like, this year, I think we really deserved it, and the way we won too. Like, it was such a difficult final to win against Sydney. Like, as you said, I respect them so highly as a football club. Like, the way they run and their culture is so good, and to beat them in a final was, no easy task. And the way they did it, I was so proud. Like, it wasn't pretty, but the way they played, like, I don't care about the mistakes anymore. It's more about how they respond to the mistakes. Like, before, like, I was like, when we were playing poorly, like, I would look at mistakes and go, oh, it's terrible, but like, now, like, I go like, oh, keep going, you can change it, and like, you see it like in plays, like, they make a mistake and then suddenly it's an opportunity. Like that's what makes us a good side now. Like our mistakes can turn into goal opportunities. Like not many teams can really do that.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. What about this week, mate? What are your thoughts?
I think we're going to win, Terry.
That's the way.
I think we had the last time I bet him, we had Dow in there, and now we got Charrett and Walsh in. They both weren't playing against Melbourne last time.
True, they both weren't playing. We had Dow and Fish in. That's right. I did a good job.
Yeah, so we'll miss Martin, unfortunately. He's been really good, but I trust whoever comes in, they'll do a job. And the midfield I got complete trust in the midfield, and I think we'll win again. Why not?
Yep, fair. Well, I'll see you next week, mate.
No worries. See you soon, mate. Take care. Have a good one.
Go Blues. All right. Mark? Can't hear you, mate. All right. Sort it out. We'll move along. Paul.
Hey, Tez. How you going, buddy?
Good, mate. How are you?
Mate, really content with life, I reckon. Things are going pretty damn well.
Nothing but gratitude all of a sudden.
That's it, man. I reckon, a lot's been spoken about the game. So, today I was going for my morning walk with my partner. We live in the Bayside suburbs of Melbourne. And, I reckon there was about 4 or 5 people as I was walking past wearing my jacket, my Blues jacket. Some people just up the baggers, go Blues, come on, Carlton. I feel like a real community's awoken. And not just of one generation. It's from 5-year-olds I saw wearing their Guernseys this morning to there was an elderly couple walking. It's something I've never experienced before, and it's pretty awesome.
Yeah. I'm glad you mentioned that, because one thing I noticed, I generally do the whole Go Blues if I see a Carlton supporter, but last week in particular, and anytime I see it, even if someone's across the road, it's literally it's Go Blues. It has to be that way.
How good. Yeah. It's really cool. I reckon that, Pommy's sort of confidence is pretty infectious. And I reckon, it's 2 wins to make it to the big dance. We've won 9 in a row. Easy done. I reckon as we got closer to the game last week, I almost became a little bit drunk on belief, almost borderline arrogant. Even at the ground, I was just really calm, just taking it all in. Just absolute. You have to have absolute belief. Yeah. If we expect them to believe that they can do it, how can I not? We want to hold them to that standard. How can we not hold ourselves to that standard as well? That's at least how I see it.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that. And I don't know how people see it. I mean, I know a few weeks ago after the Giants game, there was some people that were still pretty, they were passionate. That's what it is. And I don't know if it's right to say that we needed a loss, but I'm not devastated that we had a loss, just to remind us, of what the other side looks like. We'd won 9 in a row. We're not a club that has won 9 in a row for 20 plus years. So, yeah, now reflecting on that Giants game, it was just a final, kick up the arse that I think we'll benefit from.
For sure. I mean, you can't appreciate health without sickness. You can't appreciate the sun without the rain, and you can't appreciate success without some failure along the way.
Yeah.
So yeah, absolutely. I agree. What's your thoughts on this coming week? I mean, I'm hearing a few names being floated around, and I doubt we'll get Martin off 2 weeks. We might get a downgrade to 1, but I doubt it'll be 2. Who knows? But I'm thinking ahead that surely, obviously, JSOS comes in. But what's your thoughts on Kennedy's been floated, Dow's been floated? They are bigger body mids, but I actually think that your boy might be a good fit, Fish. Either half forward, half back, pretty good with the ball, pretty punchy. Yeah, what's your thoughts on that?
My thoughts are, I don't think Dow will play because Chera, Walsh, Hewitt, Cripps are there. I think Fish is a lot more versatile because he can play ahead of the ball. He can play on the wing, play behind the ball. Maybe he would be the sub potentially. I don't know. My thoughts are that Jack Silvani, if he's fit, would come in. And then my thoughts are that if Kennedy's fit, he could be an option for us because, again, like I said earlier, it's such a brutal game and it's going to be a brutal high tackle count game. I think both of us were in the high 80s last time we played a few weeks ago. And I just think we're going to need big bodies. We're not going to run Melbourne off their feet and just run the ball into goal over the top, in my view. I'd rather have contested players than not. So, but at the same time, I don't even care because I trust who we've got at the club on all fronts. I've never felt this way. Honestly, I've never felt this way where I'm like, oh, now they're getting it wrong. It's like, no, I believe in these people to, know better than anyone else.
For sure, absolutely. I mean, we play it's not like Sydney where they have a very fast outside run once the ball leaves the contest. Where here, I feel like it's two of pretty similar game styles in a way. So I back your idea of like the bigger bodies. But look, I also agree. Like, I don't think I've ever had that sort of confidence, particularly this time of year, where you're just sitting there going, I don't really care. They're going to do it. You just know. So, look, man, we'll keep going. 2 more to the big dance. That's all we need. Just 2 more.
Mate, can't wait. You going on
That's
Friday?
it. Absolutely, sir. I'm sure as will you and many others in the chat.
I will be there, my friend. Hopefully see you there.
Awesome. Take care, Terry.
See you, bro. All right, Mark. You got your mic on?
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Loud and clear.
Oh.
How are you?
I don't know what happened before.
I think you might have been on mute, but all good. Let's do it.
Oh, well, I mean, I had a massive power nap, to be honest. 3,652 days, approximately 522 weeks, 120 months, and 10 years to that date to finally feel like heaven was right in front of us. And how good. I mean, it was a comedy act. It was drama. It was, at times a bit of romance and a bit of horror scenes. I mean, we produced just about every genre in the world entertainment scene in a game of football on Friday night. We tried so hard to lose, but that crowd on Friday night, including myself, and I've still got a voice despite doing a sudden death elimination final in the local footy today, umpiring that is. We refused to not lose that game on Friday. We were in control. Yes, they came back, and full credit to our boys when it is obviously the majority's first final, of course, with players from other clubs that would have had 1, 2, or 3. I mean, considering the one that's actually played the most is the guy that's obviously not played all year, and that's been Zach Williams with 11, funny enough. So, but it was great. It was honestly great. Good to see guys like Matt Cottrell, Caleb Marchbank, Blake Acres, and of course, if we had to put a big name in, Adam Shearer, to obviously, I thought were our best players. I mean, some could obviously argue there were so many others, and not disagreeing with that. I think it's just good that we give much love to the depth players or the outsiders to make them feel more appreciated at the same time.
Was it worth the wait?
Oh, of course, mate. Of course, maybe sometimes it kind of feels like, the one you're looking out for a potential relationship had been there all along. And it's like, wow, you've had to go through your own journey, find your own feet. And then it's like, oh, well, it was right in front of you all along. And then you just like, it's like you want to go down on your knees and just be like, thank you, something good's happened here. Oh, man, seriously. I mean, that's the boat that's the boat that I've been in this whole time, but I'm not going to blame myself for that because that's how it is. But no, look, well, don't worry, mate. There's always that one out there. But in saying that, it's just good that we've had so many people come on through tonight, and obviously, of course, Friday. I mean, I probably didn't get up the Saturday morning till about midday, to be honest. After the game, was obviously at Crown, floating around, seeing how many Carlton supporters were still there, and there was still the odd South Melbourne / Sydney having their sorrows. We were just full voice, with plenty of energy, and we live to fight another day. We're still in it to win it.
Yep.
Oh, here we go.
We're losing you.
Who do you
there?
thought were your best players? Happening, but go on.
We are getting a choppy version of you. You're a bit frozen. There you go. Hello.
How, mate? What?
All good.
Wait. Sorry. Yep.
What was your question?
I said, who are your best players?
Cottrell, Akers, and I loved Sard's game as well.
Well, if you think of it, the first two finals basically had been won by a defence.
Yeah, Mark, we are completely losing you here. So I'm just going to...
How, mate? Wait, just hold up. No, that's what I said. Right. Hang on. I got it.
Yep, okay.
Yeah, no, just up the stairs, mate. I've got the family
All
over
good.
there watching the replay as well.
No worries. We've got... What we'll do is we might move on because we've also got to finish up for the Almost Blues Brothers.
They start at 8 o'clock, don't they?
They do. So we will speak to you next week when we beat the D's.
Well, that's my final message. I'll sell my soul to the devil to be there for the Melbourne game, which will be about 96, 97K. And most importantly, we're taking them all on. So go Blues. We're still in it to win it.
Good
It'll
stuff.
do.
Thanks, mate.
Thanks.
All right. Ben.
Hey, Terry. How's it going?
Good, brother. How are you?
Yeah, I'm still recovering from Friday. Well, I had a concert earlier today as well, and I'm like, I will like get through this.
You backed it up. That's impressive.
Yeah. So yeah, first finals. Oh well, first attending first finals as a Carlton supporter. Yeah. I didn't go 10 years ago. So I was actually at uni at the time.
Yeah, right. What was your experience like? Tell me everything.
I was pretty calm, so I got there around, I don't know, it's like 2 hours early. I was about 2 hours early before the bounce, so I was like, oh, just waiting around. Saw the Carlton besties, got a cupcake, it was delicious. Get the blood sugar level up. And then I was relatively calm, and then, yeah, we're ready to go. And yeah, the first half was like, oh, well, comfy. Then the second half was like, oh, shit.
Very good. What about this week, mate? What are the plans?
Plans are same as usual, 1 week at a time. I think we're gonna take it. We're gonna send the demons back to hell. In fact, my sister's driving me, and she goes for demons, and she said that if Carlton beats demons, I'll jump on the Blues bandwagon. So, Trey, I'll do it.
Hello. Join us. Welcome to the Blues.
Look, actually, because of like our injuries and potentially outs, I think objectively, Carlton are looking more scarier. And yeah, I think, like, as hard as it to admit it as a Melbourne supporter, I actually think I wouldn't be too heartbroken because I would love Carlton to succeed, and I think they have the ability to do it. And if we lose to them, then like so be it. So
yeah,
that's me.
Fair. All right. Well, guys, great to hear from you both. Thank you so much for calling in.
Thanks, Terry. Thanks for all the work you've done.
No worries, mate. Go Blues. See you later. All right. Tony.
Hey, Terry. How are you, mate?
Fantastic.
I won't be long. I won't keep you too long. I know we've got to go. But, mate, first of all, I wanted to actually say with Harry, mate, while the bloke's down, we don't kick him. You know,
100%.
I think that's a little bit unfair. He did his part for most of the day. He did a couple of things that probably shouldn't happen. But, I mean, shit happens, you know.
I think once the siren, like during the game, obviously we were all frustrated. But once the siren goes, I think that's the end of it. There's no need to keep, you know.
Absolutely.
It's done. The siren's gone. We won the game. And it's, you know, he should have kicked both of them. Obviously, a bit of a mistake, but he also did some really, really important things for us on the night.
Yeah, but you look at some of the actual posts and things out there, and people are just going absolutely nuts on him. And it's just unfair. But I mean, apart from that, I just wanted to ask you, did you by any chance hear the actual Carlton chant instead of the Charlie chant this time?
Yeah, I did. I said this on Friday night. So I heard it kick off and it kept going. And I thought, oh my God, is this Is this about to
Yeah,
happen? Did it just get born?
It actually started. We were actually sitting in M7, and it actually started just above us in. I think it was actually in level 2, and there was actually people on the in M8 looking up, and it started the chant, and it just took off. It just took off, and if you actually watch the replay, you can actually hear it so loud in third quarter, and also at the I think it was in the fourth quarter, around about halfway. You could actually hear it, and it was absolutely awesome. It was electrifying. So yeah, that was really, really cool. And yeah, I heard a couple of people on the actual posts, a few posts on Facebook say that they heard about it and everything like that. But I'd love them to actually get into it this week, and just the whole ground can just get into it rather than just a few bays.
It would be magical. I think
awesome.
these things take time. So if we hear it again, more people will do it, and then the next week more people, and it just takes time. And I think people have got to not get embarrassed. Just get amongst it, mate. Make the
That's
noise.
it. Just yell, scream, do whatever you got to do.
Yeah. No, I love it.
But,
Good stuff,
yeah,
Tony.
thanks for having us on, mate. Yeah, you guys do a great job. So
Thank you, mate.
Keep
We
up
love
the
it.
good work.
Thank you. Take care.
Cheers, mate.
Now, I want to talk about a man that loves Harry Mackay. Nobody loves Harry Mackay more than this man right here, Damo.
How you going, Tez? All right?
Good, brother. How are you?
Oh, fucking beautiful, is it, huh? How good is it being in Melbourne in September when Carlton's flying, huh?
Best thing I've ever seen.
Fucking unbelievable. Yeah, even my mum's starting to get back into it now. Bloody ring me at half time. She's watching on Fox Sports and that. Oh, I've seen your 3 times on bloody Fox Sports. Fucking, you going off at the footy? I said, yeah, got to get the crowd going. You know what I mean? But yeah, just so proud of the boys, huh? It's fucking unbelievable.
Yeah, well, you are definitely someone that does not need to be told to make noise, because you get bays going whether they'll like it or not. I've seen videos of you getting to the bottom of the race, telling everyone to get up.
Yeah, a couple of people doing TikTok videos on you. Hey,
what you do is important. You play a role.
Yeah,
you really do.
Why do it? Because I'm 40, so sooner or later my voice is going to go. I can't keep doing it at a 50, but you know what I mean. Just teaching the younger generation, and they can take over, and because the players do feed off that, so it makes a big difference. But yeah, just hopefully tomorrow get tickets. So yeah, just fingers crossed. Yeah, so I've got a couple friends that are ordering together that now I sit with every week. So yeah, just hopefully we get the tickets tomorrow. So which is hope. So yeah, just quickly I'll let you go because almost Blue Brothers. But what do you think of Brody Kemp's game? I think it was very underrated. A lot of people haven't talked about it.
Yeah. Good call. Some of his what I'm really impressed with him about is the fact that it's his first year playing proper senior football regularly, and he just seems to get better and more comfortable every game he plays. He's got a really good support system around him in the back line, and they trust him. They really trust him, which is really impressive.
And 2 things that I've seen the improvement from him. And he's still young. He's still got heaps of growth in him, like heaps. He's number 1. He's got Wearing as a good learner to learn from, and number 2, you learn so much from playing on Charlie at training for so long. And I think that's what's helped him grow even quicker than what we originally thought from even 12 months ago. How much he's grown as a backman. So yeah. But I'll let you go because I almost Blue Blurrers. But go the Baggers. All those fans need to get there, mate. Let those D fucking supporters know we're there. Blue and white, bleed. All right, come on, Baggers. We can do it. We can do it again. I know.
Love it.
See you, mate.
Love your work, mate. See ya. All right, we're going to go 2 more. I'm going to be real quick because the Blues Brothers are coming on. Josh, hello, mate. Hello again.
Hey, mate. How are you?
Talk to me. What have you got for me tonight?
Oh, I'm very happy, obviously, and just sort of, I've absorbed it now, and I'm ready to go again for Friday night, I reckon. Just back on the Carlton chant. Can we please make that a regular thing? I love it. It's so good.
It was good. It was
Please,
good.
we're gonna make that a regular thing. It was so good. It started in my bay. We all got up and we were giving it to the Swan supporters behind us. It was so great. But that was the atmosphere. I've never gotten up and given it to other supporters during a game. That's what finals is, I guess. So I'm so happy, mate. Melbourne, obviously all eyes onto that. I'm confident. Why not? Why not us? Seriously. I believe this group is more than capable. They did it a few weeks ago. We didn't have Chera and Walsh. Why not?
It's a good point. We've got a pretty strong midfield now that can match it with the Ds. We did back then as well, and they did match it with the Ds. And I just go in with full belief in them, and I'm just going to get behind them. And if they win, fantastic. And if they don't win, they don't win. But
yeah, we'll be all right, mate.
It's going to go off.
It's going to be great. Crowd prediction
for this Friday.
Yep.
Well, they've only got like 4 supporters. One of them's here in the chat, so I don't know how many of them are going to show up. I'm going to say 95,195 again.
All right. I like it. I reckon 97,000, somewhere around there. It's going to be mad. Yeah. And look, also with Melbourne, I don't know if they've got just with their obviously Van Ruin. I don't see him getting off. Dude, I don't know if they've got the firepower, and our backline's very strong. I don't know. There's just synergy all throughout our playing group. There's just a real synergy.
Yeah.
So I think we'll be all right. We'll get the job done, mate.
Hope you're right. Either way, see you next Friday.
Mate, I'll see you at the G.
Take care, mate. All right. BG.
G'day, Tez. I'll make this quick because I know we've got the Blues Brothers starting shortly.
Yeah.
But this is, this is the first time in 23 years since we've played Melbourne in a final. Okay, we haven't done this since 2000 against Melbourne. We now get a chance to, reverse that result from 23 years ago. We'd have to look on the past now, but I guess at this point, since we've won a final, as Riley said last night, we've got a free hit here. We've got a free hit here from here on out. So let's try and get that done. There's a song that's called Heroes by Laura Wrights. If you get a chance to listen to it, feel free. It's a song, and I guess it's a song that could potentially describe Carlton when they eventually go the whole way, because that's the opportunity they have now. They have a chance to become heroes throughout the entire final series, even though you could argue they already have for winning the first final against the Swans.
Mate, absolutely. Well, all of a sudden, a guy like Matty Cottrell, I don't think those internally ever thought of him as a fringe player. I think there might have been a perception of him from the external, from the fans, that he might be a bit of a fringe player. Like, the story can't be repeated anymore. Like, where he's come from to where he is now, he's like crucial for the success of the team. And we've got so many more players like him now on the list who are playing games, and they're the ones that we get up and about for. The stars are going to be the stars, but I find the difference is going to be when, the Fogartys and the Cottrells and the lesser prolific names that get a lot less attention, when they can perform the way that they are and help us win games and finals. Yeah, we're very powerful.
Yes, we are. And in first crack, they mentioned Cottrell a little bit with Akers and about his work rate, like from one end of the field, then busting his ass to go up the other end to win the score, and then busting his ass to go down in defence when Sydney are going to try and jump us out the back. Cottrell's like, nah, not today, boys. I'm taking that defensive mark and we're reloading. So his work rate cannot be undervalued. Yeah, it just cannot be undervalued. Same with Akers.
Nah, spot on. Beachy, it's always a pleasure having you here, mate. We'll see you Friday night, no doubt.
Done.
Alrighty. That's the fan cams. Yes, for those of you who didn't receive your pins, they were all posted on Wednesday. So if you didn't get them before the game on Friday, you should get them tomorrow, Tuesday. If you want a pin before Friday night, I suggest you order it now. the first thing I do tomorrow morning is send out the pins that have been ordered. So, yeah, that's what I'll say about that. This week is a big week. Ratings, BA show. There's going to be a tribunal stream. I believe it's a Tuesday for Jack Martin, so we'll be online for that. And like, what? You just soak it up, guys. That's all it is. That's all it is. Just soak it up every moment. You don't know when it's going to end, if it'll be next week or the week after or the week after that. But this is a very special time, and we just kind of got to ride the wave. We waited for this for so long, and now it's here. So embrace it, really. Stick around. The Almost Blues Brothers are coming up any minute now. Good night. Go Blues. Go Blues.